Oh, we be sanding. 100 grit. Now we just sand through the grits. What's up guys? I'm Nick and this is Build Dad Build, a place where I used to hate facial hair and then it grew on me. Alright guys, this is going to be a different kind of video. This is not going to be a build video. I figured with Father's Day coming up, it'd be a good time to review some cool, or maybe not so cool, tools that you could get for gifts for your dad or for the maker in your life. But first, are you maker AF? Because if you are, I got just the shirt for you. Check the merch shelf down below. I just recently overhauled the Build Dad Build merch store, lowered a lot of the prices because I don't know why they were so ridiculously high. So if you get a chance, go check out the store. Any purchase just kind of helps keep the lights on in the shop, if you know what I mean. So your patronage is appreciated. Okay, so I reached out to you guys on Discord, YouTube, etc., and asked for some tool ideas. So some of these are those ideas. Other ones are just stuff that kept popping up as I was looking, so we'll check those out. The most suggested item was a multi-tool. I don't know if you've searched multi-tools lately, but there is a literal butt ton of them. I picked one that I thought looked interesting. It is the hammer multi-tool by Rak. And let me tell you, when I saw the picture of this on Amazon, I thought it was gonna be a full-size hammer. It is not. It is tiny. All right, comes with a decent little case, little belt loop, and it's a little tiny hammer. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know. It does a little work. It says to unlock. There we go. Oh, we unlocked it. All right. So this is 12 tools in one. It's claiming that you've got flat pliers up here and then pipe pliers right here. Nail claw is apparently a separate tool than just a regular hammer. All right, and then we got like kind of the basic stuff. We've got a saw. Let's see, we've got a knife that looks pretty sharp. We got a serrated knife with a flathead screwdriver on the top of it, and a bottle opener, because you can't have a multi-tool without a bottle opener, and a Phillips head up here. Interesting. So, and that's got a nice little lock here, so when you put this thing out, like the biggest fear I have with like my Leatherman tool that I have now is these don't fix in there. So if I was ever trying to saw something with that, if I was trying to saw for something like this and I hit the tip or something, it would flip down. This has a locking mechanism that you have to pull down to put those back in. So that's nice. Will it drive a nail in? Yes, but that would take me forever. Can we pull a nail out? Well, yep. Can we use the pliers? Yep. There's also a wire cutter on here that I didn't see. Hold on, let me run and get some wire. Okay, this is a hellaciously old USB to this connector. Do you remember that connector? So don't get on me about cutting through this cable. All right, well, it is not doing a great job of cutting it, but this thing was probably made for thinner cabling. But it gets through there. It comes through in a pinch. Woo! Yep, saw works. Yeah, that's a pretty sharp little saw. 89 out of 10. Would recommend. All right, next up is this cool little light. This is also by Rak, not a sponsor. I didn't even realize they were by the same company until I got them and the packaging was similar. But this thing runs on 4 watch batteries and it comes with 4 replacements. But the cool thing about this is it's a little LED light, it's pretty damn bright, but it's magnetic. So, doot, it'll stick like that. Now, the other cool thing is it telescopes. I was really hoping that didn't fall off. And then it's got a gooseneck on it. Really good for those hard to reach places.
If you know what I'm saying.
Really good for working under the hood, but I could see, I mean, you know, you just use this little surface light for that matter and just have it sit there. I mean, if you had something metal underneath it. And like I said, that light's super bright. 69 out of 10, would recommend. Yes, I forgot the other thing. You can use it as a pickup tool to pick up metal objects. Next we have the Bionic Wrench, as seen on TV. I've seen these advertised forever. I've always wanted to know if they work. All right, well this is obviously made for right-handed people, but tough shit. All right, Yeah, so this thing actually works surprisingly good. Let's screw it back in here. I don't know if you can see that. If I miss the heads, if I miss the edges, see, so that locks in. But if I hit, let's say I hit it like this, as soon as I start to turn, it falls in and grabs hold. Aside from me not being dexterous enough to hold this and do this at the same time, there we go. And, oh yeah, you can just keep going down. Get in there. So this is the 8-inch Bionic Wrench. It says it will do 3/4 all the way down to a 1/2 inch, or 12 millimeters all the way up to 20 millimeters. And then they make different sizes. They make, this is the 8, they make a 6, and they make a 10. 17 Chihuahuas out of 10, would recommend. This next one was another one suggested by you guys. Also, an as seen on TV product that's been around long enough that I think it probably does work. It's the old universal socket. Because once you sock it, then you gotta put a ring on it. Okay, so this guy attaches to your drill. And we're gonna slow this down a little bit. And then it's supposed to, these little pokey things, you guys probably know what I'm talking about, but these things recess, these things. And you're supposed to be able to put it on just about anything that'll fit in there that has angles, and
it'll screw it.
Here are some of the items you'd see on a regular basis that you would use this for. So this is like one of those little hooks for like stockings and whatnot. All right, a little wonky, but all right. Just a little tiny, I want to see how small it would go. Yep, it's getting it. All right, it almost got it. This thing is almost the size of that middle piece, so I think that might be what the issue is. This big bad boy. Oh, whoa, whoa. All right. Look at that torque. All right, one more. So it's really good for these hooks. You know those, this is the only one I could find, but you know the hooks that you're trying to screw in, your wife wants a hanging plane or something, and it takes forever because you gotta stick your screwdriver through it. Oh yeah, that's worth it right there. If I don't ever have to screw another one of those damn things in, tell you what. And breaking news, I just tried it someplace where I didn't think it was gonna work, but check this out. I know that's horrible looking, but look at the size of this versus this. So I just put it on there and put it in reverse. What?
That right there is amazing.
400% would recommend. These things have seriously been stuck in the wall for like months because I just didn't want to get up there and stick a screwdriver through it and wind it around. Came out that quick. What? All right, next up we have Dremel's circle cutter and straight edge guide. So this may be a little bit more of a specialty tool, but if you watch my channel on the regular, you probably either carve or you have an interest in carving. So I want to give this a shot. Also, like if you're gonna put speakers in your car or something, like, I mean, it cuts circles up to like 12 inches. Some assembly required with this guy, and it doesn't come with the Dremel, obviously, but you've got a depth gauge right here, which is kind of sweet. So if you loosen this up after you attach it, you can plunge and come back up. I didn't know it did that. You're gonna come back up to about 1/4 inch, and then you're just gonna
go to town.
Very cool little tool if your dad has a Dremel. If he doesn't, buy him a Dremel. All right, and if you guys hadn't told me this existed, I would not believe you. It's a sanding glove. As soon as I heard about this, I had to try it. All right, so first you gotta decide if you're gonna be a lefty or a righty, because you only get one. Oh, we be sanding, baby. Now, as my buddy Lou would say, it's time for the finishing move. 220, baby. So satisfying. All right, like -7 out of 10. This thing's ridiculous, do not buy this. This is one that I've actually been curious about for a long time. Have you guys seen the world's strongest lighter? This is supposed to be, I can't remember what it's called. Where's my phone? My phone's over there. Okay, I can't find what it's called off the top of the internet, but it's like the Starfire or something. Anyway, it's supposed to be the hottest torch ever. And in the videos that I've seen about this thing, supposedly you can burn through an aluminum can. I might need a beer after we do this. I'm gonna try do this in real time. I don't know if it's gonna work. Holy schmulgans. There we go. Holy balls, Batman! I mean, holy flaming balls, Batman! Did you see that? That's the coolest thing ever! Oh my god! I love it! I love it! Ooh. Ooh. I never thought that I would need an EDC lighter, but apparently I do. So I know this is an Amazon video, but I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up what I think is probably one of the coolest gifts you can get for a dad. These are my GrillBlazer grill guns, and they're amazing. I use them for woodwork. I use them to burn wood, but they are excellent at lighting your grill too. So if you have a dad that's into wood burning or barbecue, or both, or you're a dad who's into barbecue, wood burning, or both, these are amazing. One of the best things I ever got. I love them so much. I will put the link down below. If you follow that link, it'll get you 10% off your order. Now, where was I? All right, guys, and there is one thing that every dad should have. That's a barbecue apron. And if you're coming over to the Build Dad Build HQ for some barbecue, expect that apron to be offensive. But seriously, I love this apron. However, if you're not nearly as offensive as I am, feel free to get something that says something different or nothing at all. That's your jam. But just make sure that it has pockets, lots of pockets. Because one, if it's cold outside, Dad can put his hands in here, keep warm. Plus, I throw all sorts of stuff in there, like my thermometer, some spices sometimes, just different stuff like that. Good to have pockets. Good to have full coverage, but other than that, just make sure.
It looks cool.
And next up, before we get to probably one of the most ridiculous things I found, if you thought the sandpaper glove was bad, just wait. These little trays are magnetic, and I think they're really kind of aimed towards mechanics, but this thing will stick anywhere, and then you can take your hardware and just stick it in there. So it's just all one place. So if you're gonna climb up a ladder or something like that, you can throw your screws in there and stick it to it. And last, but not least, I bring to you the arm protection sleeve. Let me just read you a little bit about this. Hundreds of stainless steel wires are mixed into the special high elastic nylon. It makes your arm, elbow, forearm strong as iron. Oh, you didn't see that coming, did you? It makes you fast too, apparently. This is actually completely negated if you go read the Q&As where they say they're made out of Kevlar. Protect your arm from cuts, abrasion, heat, super slash cut proof. I think that hyphen's not supposed to be there. Soft cut resistant, static resistant, wrist protective armband. These multifunctional, high elastic protectors are definitely worth
every penny.
High performance protection. It helps prevent scrapes and dog cat scrapes. Cut resistant protection, abrasion resistant, anti-slash, skin irritants, and heat resistant. Now I was gonna try to cook a hot dog in these things, but when I read about the heat resistance, I don't, like, I think that's gonna be overkill. Just, I think we don't even need to go there. But they do say cut level 5 on them, which cut level 5 is the highest level, I believe, of cut protection you can have in an article of clothing. So, you know what that means. The butcher's back. So I figure we'll give them a little slashy poo, and then see how heat resistant they are. Ooh, are you with me? All right, let me figure out something. All right, so I have my very scientific 4x4 suspended in my jaw horse and I'm just gonna give it a whack. You think? Here, let's try box cutter first. Guess what? They're not cut proof at all. At all. Okay, maybe a little bit. Let's, here. This is a dull pair of scissors. All right, they don't stop the dull pair of scissors. All right, let's light them on fire. Do have to say, there was a 5-star review from an old lady who bought these to keep her kitten from biting her. And she loves them. Okay, for the record, I have zero faith that this is heat resistant. Lighter. It's a little hot, but oh wow, the wood's even cool underneath it. Okay, that's the most pansy-ass flame I have. Next up, I got this little guy. Yeah, let's burn it right through it. Oh, look at the fumes. Fumes are good. Fumes are good for you. Before anybody bitches in the comments, the garage door's open. Cream brulee torch. Yeah. Let's see how they stand up to the hottest lighter in the world. This isn't even fun burning. Look at that. It's just plastic. And it stinks. I didn't even get to pull out the good torches. I mean, Jesus. -17 old lady kittens out of 10. Do not recommend. Alright guys, if you want to see me do more tool review videos, let me know in the comments down below. If you've seen a particularly wonky, crazy, wacky tool, let me know as well, and maybe I will review it on an upcoming episode. And thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. All of the links to all of those items will be down below, except those arm sleeves, because I can't imagine that anyone of you would want them. And as always, an extra special thanks goes to my patrons. They are the ones that keep the lights on in the shop. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys have not checked out my Patreon page, check out the link down below and go give the page a little love, baby. And as always, an extra special thanks goes to my top tier patrons, the Boilermakers of the group, Nick the Greek, Stephen Mann, Eric Weiss, Derek Coates, Chuck Faulkner, Puffy Muffins, and Mike Penrod. I would clinkies you, but as you can see, there's no whiskey in my hands. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, thanks for playing, but now I gotta get to work. I seem to have broken it a little bit, just breaking it out of the package. Why did you just do that? I already put it away. It's already in my shit. Ooh, wow, ooh, wow. Why do fools fall in love? Why do they fall in love? Because it's all about the nookie. Face, this face right here, me. Hi. Hi. I like how the camera thinks that the Jason mask is more of a face than me. Circle cutter, straight edge guide. Fucking, who names this shit? I mean, it's what it does, but why can't you just call it like Dremel jiggy thing? I can remember that.